What's up, everybody? Welcome to In Love with Horror. My name is AJ.
And I'm Christy.
And y'all, we are about to go into episode 2 of the third season of From. Of course, we're coming off of that like crazy season premiere for over last week for season 3. And that was a brutal.
It was very sad.
That is how you open a season 2. I was like, man, that was a crazy. Obviously, it was a very emotional one.
Very emotional.
It's a very strong way to set the tone for the rest of the season. I mean, like, we now know that like whatever this entity is, it ain't playing no games.
Yeah,
it's going for Boyd, stupid hard. It makes it feel like now its focus is all Boyd.
Right now,
like we just want to mess with Boyd.
Yeah,
and that part is just like he said we can't. We're going to break you, boy.
I know. It's so crazy because now he's going to have the weight of what happened on him. And also, you know, with everything else they're dealing with, right? Like the food. And it's a lot. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I feel for him.
You know, jumping back to the real world, of course, you know, Tabby in the real world, just apparently that where the episode left off, that she found Victor's father, apparently.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how that plays out. I don't know, because I feel like, wasn't it in the previous seasons, like, they would introduce something, but then the next episode, it would not, like, explore that.
Well, hopefully they explore it in this episode.
But I'm excited. After that strong season opener, I'm excited to see what episode 2 offers us. But as always, before we jump into that, make sure you hit that like button, y'all. Hit that subscribe button.
Join us on this journey.
Yeah, we're going through the whole season, y'all. We're doing the reaction and the review. So please do hit that subscribe. And of course, like, it's about to be spooky season. We got like our countdown to Halloween watch list. A lot of stuff coming. A lot of dope reviews. It's the perfect time, y'all, to subscribe to the channel. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into episode 2 of season 3 from. Had to re-show that, didn't I? You saw the skull. It literally pulled the meat off the skull.
His face, man. He is playing the heck out of this.
He better get his Emmy. I'm gonna tell you that. He need to get that Emmy.
Somebody has to go and see.
Ooh, I'm not ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Wait, what is he saying?
I don't know.
Good gracious.
Oh my God.
Dang, they tore her up.
Oh, is he saying something that she was saying?
Oh, maybe.
Oh my God, dang, why is he doing me like this? I can't.
The episode just, good gracious.
And of course, they go right to Kenny
Okay,
because they already know.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with that one. I hope he don't go back now. I need him to stay out there. I ain't ready for when he come back.
Jim done found something.
That's going to keep them out there then. That's good.
Oh,
he found
cabbage.
food. Oh, a lot of food. Look at all that food. What a find, y'all. Wow.
We done lost our cook, Jesus.
Well, yeah.
Our town cook.
That's it's crazy because really, like they're so happy that they got all that food and coming back to town. Like that's gonna be wild. Like I think people will be happy they got the food, but it's still gonna be somber. It's like bittersweet.
Yeah,
they lost a very prominent person of that community. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Whatever will be, will be.
Maybe I should just...
You should.
Oh. Whoa.
Got out into the street. And
I'm trying to understand what their purpose was in cutting her hair like this.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty busted style. Damn. Is it snowing?
It's snowing.
Oh, wow.
Well, I knew it was going to snow because it's in the, trailer.
Oh, okay. I can't really remember the trailer that good. I don't remember stuff that good anyway, but cool. So how they gonna handle? Ooh, look at the meat
the
chunks
leg
and stuff.
It's gone.
Good gracious! Literally, like they really was trying to, damage Boyd by just terrorizing this lady, torturing her.
Remember how we talked about how the savagery? You said savagery was upped, but someone reminded us in the comments that watched our reaction about how when Donna told that story about how they killed her sister and made her watch her sister be killed.
Didn't even think about that. Wow, I didn't even remember that. But
yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, that's
even that one girl from that one. Was it first season or second season where they put the arrow and made her like stick to the tree.
Oh,
and
yeah, they
killed
did
her
do that.
boyfriend
That's
in
true.
front of her too.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh,
They showing a lot now.
Ooh. Look how he's smiling.
I did not expect that part.
That.
Wow.
Woo.
I don't think that's a good idea right now. Okay.
And Jim's ass is not at home
No.
because he always got to go on some stupid tail mission.
Always.
It's not my fault that you didn't listen.
Dang.
Oh, I can't take this. This is just too
It's
depressing.
it's a very depressing season.
I could save her from whatever's happening to
Whoa,
her.
whoa, 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 what did you say?
Okay.
So something she
Right.
said.
So yeah, triggered something.
Trigger something, yeah.
Yeah. But what is it?
A story, maybe?
Like
Something about his
Victor
wife?
had visions, or or maybe that's why they left, or something like that. Who knows?
Well, I need that. We got to hurry up so we can see what it is that she said.
That's triggering his thought process to have a flashback about something that happened. It was like a news story or something related to the kids in the tower or something like that.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, these people active, boy. I'm
They are.
telling you right now.
Well, obviously, Donna and Boyd have a lot of experience.
Right.
But I kind of agree with her in this case.
I mean, yeah, you could have just waited till the morning. You could have waited till the morning.
Can't even remember whose truck this was.
I don't know why that was funny,
Yeah,
though.
it's random.
They've been there for so long.
Cleaned up.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Hey, we found.
Oh, shoot. Oh, boy.
I can't take this. I'm not ready.
Yeah, I did not expect him to do it on this episode. This is the fastest the show's ever moved.
Stop! No.
Dang.
Jesus. The people in the writer's room was like, how can we wreck the emotions of everybody watching this show this season?
They was on a mission. They have been very successful this far. Oh, that's dirty.
That's messed up.
That's just foul right there.
Wow.
The evil force is really not playing no games. That's just foul.
I think you're here for what's in the basement.
What the hell's in the basement?
Whoa.
Oh, maybe what the wife had. Because you said she was hearing voices. Maybe she had something, clues or
Maybe she
something
drew
to
some
where
stuff
she
or something
went.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, I love them.
Hope nothing happened with them.
Sweet love. Oh, I'm going to blow my top. They better leave Fatima and Ellis alone.
I don't know. They look like they're going for the jugular with
No.
this season. They trying to hit you.
Leave them alone.
They trying to hit you all, give you all the body shots, head shots, literally everything.
Oh, that's gross.
That's strange right there now.
It's all green.
It's like green and blue and all types of stuff. And she said it's good to her too.
Yeah,
Look how she
I told
like,
her.
man, this joint bust.
I'm gonna find those things.
Remember
gonna
when
set
you were
fire
like,
to it.
he go,
I told
he
you.
gonna go ham.
He about to raise this whole zip code. He about to raise this whole thing.
Oh,
He'll be alone now.
oh Lord, I can't.
Oh, knock my thing down. That's all right.
Okay, he's not mad at him. I'm glad about that. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, I was afraid too that they wouldn't, be on the same team.
Yeah.
But that's good.
I am not. I just cannot with
It
this
seems
show
like it's
right
gonna
now.
bring them closer together.
It's heartbreaking.
But man, they cleaned
You
it
know,
up
it
real
was
good.
like
though.
heartbreaking when them people, when Kenny and Jim rode in town with all that food, and they wasn't even phased by
They
the
didn't-
food.
They weren't even phased by it.
This is it. Did she even see
Wow.
that one? Maybe some more.
Oh wow,
Those are the kids.
That's the kids.
Those symbols back there
Yeah.
too. There's the diner, lighthouse. Oh, remember they were saying the soldiers are in the first
Oh
season?
right, yeah.
You could stumble into from anywhere, but
Wow.
What? She said you can stumble into it.
Yeah, but you couldn't find a way to leave.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
How did you get out?
The boy.
The boy.
What? We're gonna catch one of these fucking things.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
To like
I
what question it and stuff?
Yeah, like interrogate it.
I wonder how the mom, Victor's mom, was chosen from outside.
Whoa.
It's funny because I thought the phone was gonna ring
thought
when
so?
he walked through the door, but it didn't. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, maybe it's just me.
I thought something else was gonna happen, but they're like maybe some weird connection piece to the real world in here.
Dad? It's Thomas.
What?
Oh, do you think the boy that she's been seeing is Thomas?
Oh. I mean, maybe, but that don't really make a lot of sense though.
Why? If she's
That is a
connected,
baby.
he was a baby when he died.
Yeah. Well, unless you're trying to say it's like a purgatory thing, that don't make sense though. Like it doesn't make
no.
sense for him to die as a baby and then be growing up in spirit form.
Well,
You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm gonna believe that this is Thomas. So
But
obviously, nothing in here makes any
Or-
fucking sense. So
yeah, that's true. Or it's his things just fucking with him. That's possible. Because they seem to be very like intentional and messing with these people.
I don't think so in this regard.
So you don't.
I mean,
so
how?
you think it's more legit?
Well, I mean, it's possible for them to know that she had a son named Thomas.
yeah.
But the only reason why I'm thinking that is because of how
She reacted to the
she
picture.
reacted to the photo, right?
Yeah.
To the painting. And then this next thing we get is him getting a call from Thomas.
But how did it hit? Like her looking at that painting. How did that make her?
Oh,
be
I
like-
don't think it was like this is Thomas. I'm just saying that she recognized that this same boy that this woman was
She's now seeing.
she's also seeing.
Yeah.
And it seems like he is trying to help.
Yep.
That's, so I don't know. But anyway, we ready to do the review?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into reviewing episode 2, season 3 from y'all. Let's go ahead and talk about this episode because, of course, we're coming off the heels of a very brutal ending to the first episode of this season. So now we're like, okay, what's going to be the product of that crazy ending? And this, man, and they didn't pull no punches with this
None
episode.
at
We
all.
went right into the effects of losing, a motherly figure, a pillar of the community.
Yeah.
But so I guess we'll start with like overall, what were your thoughts for this episode? Then we can get into the nitty gritty stuff.
Well, I feel like we got a little bit of progress in the story, the overall
A little bit.
story
Yep.
elements. But we really spent a lot of time just being like, which I think is good, because Miss Chen was such a big part of this community.
Right.
She was actually the fabric of the community.
She was legit.
Yeah, and so I think it is good that we did get to spend time seeing the effects of what happens when you lose someone to these things.
Right.
Because I think in the previous seasons, it's kind of like we lose someone and then it goes right on to the next thing because
Yep.
it becomes like a part of every day. And I think that was the point that Boyd was making at the end of this episode. Like, I'm over this. Like,
Yeah.
we lose someone, we bury them, we wake up the next day, keep it rolling, and then we lose someone again.
Like
and
we're
bury
not
them.
actually doing anything.
Right,
We're just
exactly.
basically being picked off one by one and we're just waiting to die, essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, we get that moment where he was like, oh, I forgot whose truck this belongs to. So it's kind of like we're all at this point, even the people there, over this continuous cycle
Right.
repeating itself. And so I think it was important to sit with the heaviness of what is happening to these people, even though I feel like we spent 75% emotionally being wrecked.
emotionally beat.
And then
Just beat down.
25% uncovering new things.
Right.
But I still think it was a good episode. And I feel like the emotional range of many of these characters is just insane.
Yeah,
Like
I
Harold, who plays Boyd, and I'm not even sure the actor's name who plays Donna,
Mm-hmm.
and even Kenny and
Yeah.
Christy, just seeing all that emotional weight being displayed, even Jade.
Right.
But yeah, so it was good. It was a good episode. And like you said, he need a damn Emmy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I said if you didn't watch our reaction, I made a comment during the reaction. I was like, man, this dude going for the ending because this junk, because that we opened with him being handcuffed and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. And so like that whole scene where he's like,
he let him
went
go.
straight to her. Because I can't even imagine what that's like to witness
kicked
all
up
that
and everything. I was like, oh yeah, he is hurt.
Right. Yeah.
But yes, he deserves an award for that
jump
performance.
was brutal. But I'm like you. This was another great episode. We, like you said, there's a lot of emotional elements, but we had to really, we gotta give the motivation for the rest of the season, right? So we gotta, what's gonna cause them to actually try to figure out what's going on or make something happen, make something shake. Well, something crazy, something real tragic has to happen. So Miss Chen being taken out, and I said it, I was like, something has happened to cause like them to come together and find a way to get out of the situation.
Well, they definitely got it.
Yep. So yeah, we had to like, get emotionally beat down. So like when we start trying to get out of this and figure this thing out, like we've got that spark for what's driving this.
Well, we got it.
But I was also very surprised that we got, Tabitha's story to move along a little bit.
Yeah,
with,
that was really good.
With, Victor's father. That was dope. Because I kind of thought that it was going to do that thing where like it barely touches it.
I know.
But
I remember we said that.
We actually spent more time with him than I thought we would. Mm-hmm. And then we got a lot of information from that in terms of like
revelations.
His
wife.
Victor's mom, his wife seeing visions, feeling like we got some context to the story. Oh, this whole chosen thing, setting the kids free. No one's been able to do it yet. Mm-hmm. She felt like she was the one to do it, but it seems like she failed. Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like, especially if Tabitha's seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Until what Victor's dad was kind of piecing it together. He's like, okay, well, if you went there after she went there and you're seeing stuff, she must didn't make it, and it's choosing the next people in line to try to make something happen.
Right. And he asked a really good question of, well, how did you get out?
Right, exactly.
But there was also a piece of information that he said too, was that you stumble upon getting in there,
right?
But you can't get out.
Yep.
So I'm wondering how the stumbling happens and why the stumbling happens. Like, why are these particular people stumbling into this world and stuff like that?
That's a good point.
So
because if you go the chosen route, it seems like she was the only one to have visions outside of this town or whatever.
True. Yeah.
Like everyone else had just randomly popped up in the area, but she was experiencing the area before she even got there.
Yes.
So I wonder how that, how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said some interesting stuff with that too, where he's like, oh, this place is everywhere, but you can't find it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of like interesting stuff, like which makes you feel like this thing is on some other plane of a
different realm or something,
some different realm or something like that, for it to be basically everywhere and nowhere. But yeah, that I'm sure that the YouTube channels that do like the deep dive,
because there was a lot of different paintings that's
gonna be the thing. Them background paintings, I'm telling you, that's gonna hold a lot of information.
Other things were in there.
Yep.
And then I'm also wondering if it has something to do with time. Like thinking about the way, Jade draws that symbol. Does that have some kind of relation to like the way that time works?
Yeah. And there's those weird runes in the background on the one painting. Yeah. Kind of like runes or whatever.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Thinking about the different people that seem like the soldiers, for example. Yep. So they're obviously from a different time period, but yet Jade was seeing them when he was over there.
Right.
And obviously she's seeing them too. Does that have something to do with like the time and the way it warps on this particular plane?
That's true, because
things like that.
Because he said that his wife said, there's a community of people clinging to hope. So I wonder if before she went in there, was there a community that's at the level of what the Boyd community is like, or if she was seeing the Boyd community. I mean, like if we're thinking of it possible. Like where the time is like not really involved. It's like this. She's seeing from any part of this experience. I don't know the timeline.
Crazy.
But yeah, so it's cool to get some nuggets of information to be like, okay, here we go. Lore videos coming, trying to break it down, piece stuff together about what's going on.
Yeah,
that's some really cool. But some other pieces too. We got that. Well, let's talk about the ending then of that episode. We're talking about stuff that's story, what's going on with this. Of course, that phone rang. Jim answers it. He says it's Thomas. So if you didn't see our reaction, you know, we both were thinking, what could it be? You had said, you know, maybe it really is some version of Thomas. And I was wondering, is it the entity just messing with him?
Yeah.
You know, just because I'm thinking of how savage mode they're going. And then, of course, you remind, like some of our viewers and commenters reminded us of some of the other savage moments throughout. Even
Thanks
just
for the
stories
comments.
that they were mentioned. Yeah, shout out to y'all in the comments.
Yes.
Because y'all just, I think y'all be watching from back to back to try to, like, you know, gauge everything. But yeah, y'all know y'all stuff, so we appreciate that. But you know, just based off the stuff they be doing, I kind of wonder if it's them trying to mess with them.
I don't know. I think because if we go back, you know, Thomas has been a part of Tabby's whatever, her mental experiences. Like she would hear him crying, you know, she would hear voices and things like that. So I don't know. That's why I kind of feel like maybe it is really Thomas, and maybe the boy is Thomas, because now she's in the, like you said, she's out in the real world and she's still seeing him. I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing. Maybe they have that connection because that's his mom. Maybe, you know, and because, like I said, he's super helpful to her.
Very helpful.
You know.
Yeah, very helpful. Shoot, what else? I was about to get another comment about. I know I was gonna say, you know, Jim and Kenny were in that other village. And they were near that lake or whatever.
Oh, right.
I think he said it was a lake. And they found all that food.
Cabbages and everything. Right. Carrots, all kinds of stuff.
So I wondered, like, is that a community from Victor's time, or is that maybe a community even before that time? And so, you know, that those crops have always been there, just growing and, you know, cycling through the seasons.
I also wonder if there's some other force at work, because you know how Victor always says, like, things move in the trees and the forest and things like that, and they were going in the direction they thought that Boyd told them to go, but they weren't seeing what Boyd said to look for. So I just wonder if things might have shifted in the forest to where they're walking, but now they walk upon this because they need it. They need the food.
They need it. Yeah. Well, that's possible.
Like
you gotta have some good forces out there. Obviously, the little boy is a good force.
He is a good force,
And you know, they talk about feeding the kids. I don't know if he's one of the kids or he's like
That's another thing that I don't understand. Who are these kids?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Who are these kids and where they come from and where they at now? And is it really kids, or are these things appearing to these people as kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it? It's just very odd.
Well, you know, obviously they were using some sort of ritual thing. If you remember the little thing that Jade saw with they're all on the rocks or with the slabs and the symbol. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what that means. And, you know, and one thing I'm concerned about with the season as a whole
Will we know that
when we get to
stuff,
the end
will
of it,
that actually be a part of the story and it be forgotten about?
Well, I was more going to say when we get to the end of this season, how much more will we know?
We learn. Okay.
I just hope they don't drag this out for like another 3 or 4 seasons
before
we really get a clear understanding of what's happening. And I'm also going to be concerned too. Like, you know, you watch a show, right? And it has like, let's use Fringe as an example.
God knows.
You have like that main story plot, right? That you're always working towards.
Yeah.
And then once you hit it and you go over that
show
line,
declines.
You know, shows go. So
I used to love Fringe so much.
Yeah, I think it's after season 4 or 5,
somewhere around there. Once they break through on the other side.
Yeah. Now it stumbled after that.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that this show doesn't do that, where we find out what's going on and we clear that part. Yeah. And then it just goes downhill. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
Well, maybe not. Maybe
up.
They'll understand what they have here and just clip it once everyone is done.
Yeah.
And maybe even leave us with a little cliffhanger or something where other people stumble into it once everyone's out. Also, with the way things getting canceled left and right, I'm also scared. That's why I want people to go watch this show if you're not already watching it.
Yeah. Because we definitely go down that path.
Yes.
And also don't want to go down the path of like with Evil where it's like rushed conclusion.
Yes, no.
Because that's disastrous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, people definitely got to go check the show out and support it. I've been telling people my job to go watch it.
You have.
And when they watch it, they like it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is good. But surprisingly, I feel like not a lot of people know about
They
this
don't,
show.
which is
because
so
even when I
crazy.
brought it up, there's like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, oh, okay, you gotta go watch this. So they gotta do a better job with the marketing team.
Another thing, another I guess story that happened in this particular episode. Now I forgot because I started talking.
But which part? With the Fatima part? Yeah,
Yes,
the Fatima part.
Fatima and
Yeah.
Ellis, right? Exactly. She's still
She was
sick.
eating the rotten stuff.
Still sick. Her tooth falls out, so they're telling, "Oh, you got to eat something." And she smells the food, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, that smelled good to her." She
Yeah,
grabs it
'cause
and
she
she's
kept looking
eating it.
like, and she was eating it like this.
Like it was the
she
best
like,
thing
this
she ate out her life.
bussin'.
So obviously something is off about her pregnancy
It's off.
completely.
Well, she said it in the other season, right? It's weird because they told me I couldn't get pregnant.
She couldn't get
So
pregnant.
now this area is like, what are they trying to create something in there? Like,
Could be.
what's
You said
going
something
on?
about sacrificing kids or something, whatever they was doing
Right.
in the first one. So you never know. I mean, something ain't
Yeah.
right.
yeah. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up is at the end of the first season, right, was when that radio thing happened.
Oh yeah.
We've never gone back to that at all. That whole idea of like when he was like, "Oh, you need
People
to
are,
go,
like,
you need to go
watching
check on
them.
your wife or whatever." Do we think that was just the entity talking through the radio?
What are you talking about? This entity? You keep saying that.
I'm calling-
you think
I'm
it's
calling
one
it-
thing, or you just?
I think it's one thing, right? Because even when the dude was talking to Boyd, he was saying it like a we thing, like, "Oh, we gonna break you," or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like it's a singular
thing.
group,
One thing is,
but it's like
gotcha.
a head. There's got to be like a head honcho. I'm just calling it the entity as a whole, right?
Gotcha.
But speaking through that radio, or was it? What I'm getting at is the people talking to the radio. Was that the same group of people who waited in the barn for Boyd,
Right,
or is that
okay.
like a whole separate thing? You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I don't know.
And then, hey, look, don't forget now. In the last episode, when Kenny and Jim were in the thing, there was somebody walking around outside, and
Yep.
all the things were over there,
Yep.
within the town. So, and there was that piece, the tent being drugged. You know, so there's some
Yeah,
there's still a lot of questions.
it's a lot of questions.
Like even there's a lot of questions that even just the parts about Chosen and stuff like don't even answer.
Yeah, no,
They're
they don't
completely
answer
separate.
that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that opens up a whole nother box
Right.
of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but so far so good. I'm actually surprised. I didn't expect the second episode to be as good as the first one, but
Yeah,
it
it
is.
was good. It was the coming off the first episode, it was well paced. We got to really see a lot of just like character moments and kind of like get the characters in the places they need to be in terms of to start their arcs or whatever throughout this season. And I thought it was just really well done. Obviously, the performances are all next level for the
Top
most part.
freaking tier.
Yeah.
like across the board.
And we're like, and there, it's good too, because we really care about these characters. Like we're super invested. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
exactly.
we really care about the characters in the show. They've done a good job about, building out their arcs, their personalities, everything. So I'm definitely excited. I feel like this is a situation where the second episode is keeping my hype level,
Yes.
like maxed out. I can't wait for the third
Third one,
episode.
yes.
So they're doing a great job.
Yes.
But y'all, that's what we think about the second episode of the third season for From. Let us know down in the comments. How are you feeling about the second episode? I'm sure that it was just as gut-wrenching for y'all as it was for us. They even had my eyes watered a little bit because I was just like, dang, this junk is just sad and depressing and brutal. But it looks like Boyd ready to take the fight
He is.
to the villains essentially. So I'm excited to see where they can go from here. What they're gonna start doing to try to figure out the next move.
Yes.
But hey, look, we appreciate y'all checking out this
Thank
review.
you.
If you want, go on our YouTube channel, check out our reaction to this episode because there's a lot of crazy moments, a lot of depressing moments, and I'm sure you want to see how people react to those. We will be reacting to the whole season, so you can check out our reactions on YouTube. And if you're interested in seeing our full reaction where we commentate on the full episode, we got that over on our Patreon as well as our YouTube memberships. Again, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's spooky season, y'all. It's a perfect time to subscribe, talking about all things horror, doing some dope movie reviews. it's October. It's Halloween time. You know what I'm saying?
It's the best
you gotta
holiday.
be watching horror content. So that's what we're here for. You would have that discussion with y'all. So be a part of our community. Y'all hit that subscribe button. We will see y'all in the next video. We out. Peace.